Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's an absolutely beautiful day up here in Scotland in the middle of November. It's a blue sky. It's been kind of cold and frosty overnight, but it's crisp and absolutely gorgeous today at the moment. So I thought I'd take the wee bike out for a wee run along one of my kind of favourite roads. I'm going to go up through Glennfar and take the North Fife road along the side of the River Tay up to almost Dundee. It's a lovely road and it follows it's quite an elevated section, and it follows the river really nicely. You have some fantastic views and it's just a perfect day for it, I think. So we'll take the wee bike, we'll go for a wee run, and we'll chat about the bike and a few other wee topics en route. So anyway, sit back, relax, and hope you'll enjoy this wee run on the Enfield. So, let's head off. We're now off onto the Glennfar Road. This used to be the main road heading north towards Perth before the motorway was built. So now it's actually quite a nice wee quiet road. And there's very little traffic on it. So it's a pleasant wee place to take a wee run on the bike. You might have noticed a couple of wee changes to the bike when it was sitting there. I've put the rear seat back on, which I've never actually had on the bike since I bought it. As soon as I bought this bike I took it off, and it's been sitting in the garage. I thought yesterday, I'm going to have a wee makeover on the bike. I'll put the rear seat back on. I took the rack section off for the GV top box, and I put the wee side box back on again, and it just totally changes the look of the bike. It's actually one of the things I love about this bike. It's like a wee transformer. You can just unbolt a few wee bits and pieces and it just puts in a different mode. In the summer it's nice when you can take the windscreen off it and just put the single seat on and the low seat, and it makes it into a wee kind of mini bobber, which is it's lovely. It's just a fun bike. It's a fun bike to ride. It's a fun bike to play around with. Now just coming into Glennfar. Just going to pull in here for a minute. Just wanted to adjust my heating. So I turned everything down to low. So I thought, actually it's not so warm anymore. So I switched everything back to medium again. So at the moment I've got my heated vest on, medium, and my heated gloves on, medium as well. It's lovely. And with the sun out as well, it's a fabulous day. Anyway, we're travelling through Glennfar at the moment. Yeah, and you see the trees and when there's no leaves on it, the whole place seems to open up an awful lot more. It's much more closed in when the trees are in the summertime and all the leaves are on the trees. You even feel the temperature dropping when you come into this section where you're maybe more shielded from the sun. It makes a big difference. It could be quite icy potentially under here because it's always so shaded. The roads don't look particularly grippy. It's not a day for thrashing on. It's a 40 mile an hour speed limit in this section of road. It never used to be that way. It's actually quite sensible. There's quite a lot of corners that really tighten up on you, and They look quite deceptive. You think that'll be okay, and then you barrel into it and you find that you pretty much run out of road. I thought I'd have a wee chat about some of the last couple of videos or so I've been putting out, and some wee updates to that. That's maybe of interest to some of you, especially some of the people who regularly follow the channel. May not make so much sense to other people who have just came to the channel for the first time. With regards to the performance camshaft that I've installed, I have to say I'm delighted with the performance from it. It really goes really very, very well. It's been totally trouble free. I've not had a single issue since I installed it. The bike just runs beautifully. On days like this, they're just pottering along. I've never really been over 50 today, and it just potters along. Just so it's such a gentle, lovely little bike. If you want to make it go, you feel it. Once the revs start to rise, you really feel it coming onto the cam, and it just wants to rev, and it just performs. It's great. It's good fun. Yeah, the cam, I have absolutely no regrets in buying the cam and installing it. And I'm absolutely delighted with the response from the video I made of installing the camshaft. It's now only been up for a few weeks, but it's reached just over 46,000 views, which now has become my most popular video on the channel, which is, to me, is incredible. And there's been lots of good comments came back about it. People are delighted with it and really happy with how the clarity of the video and how kind of professional it appears to people. Bearing in mind I'm not a mechanic, and I'm not a professional YouTuber, I'm not a professional photographer, but yeah, I'm proud of that video, and I'm proud of the response that has come through from it. Another wee video that I made was the one basically about fitting the LED light, that light bulb. It served its purpose because I really wanted to be able to run heated clothing, so I can run the bike a bit more during the winter and have a bit more comfort. But the alternator is quite a low output on this bike, so it would have struggled to actually provide that power. And that was the reason I fitted the LED bulb. And I have to say that Lucas one, it hardly uses any power, but it's not the best bulb in the world. If you're thinking of saying I'll put that bulb in to upgrade the lighting on the bike, I just think you'd be very disappointed by it. I think you're as well sticking with the original halogen bulb. And what my intentions are, once it comes into the summer months, and I'm not using any heated gear or anything, I'll actually be taking the LED bulb back out and refitting the standard halogen bulb. The reason being, potentially the bike would be overcharging, and the regulator would be getting hammered trying to dissipate all that extra overcharge. Whereas at the moment I think it's pretty balanced from the way it was with the heated gear on. So yeah, the LED bulb certainly wasn't a lighting upgrade, that's for sure. Turn off to the left along here, that's going to take me onto the North Fife Coastal Road, a nice wee road actually. We're in Newborough at the moment. This is a great little road. It just winds its way along up the hill and hogs the side of the River Tay all the way to Dundee. It's a great road. If I stand up you'll see over the hedge. Oh bummer, I have to stop. I'm standing up, unplug my heated clothing. I'll start getting cold now. I'll have to stop and plug it all back in again. Oh wow, you don't have to notice the difference. Once it's unplugged, the heat just starts to vanish. This Case heated gear is absolutely brilliant. It really, really is. back to medium. Put my gloves back on again. Back on medium. That's it. And immediately you feel the heat coming through. It's amazing. I've no idea how it does it. Anyway, now we've actually stopped. This is where we are, following the River Tay, and it's Perth in that direction, and it winds itself all in the easterly direction over to Dundee, which is, you can just see Dundee in the distance. Let's head on. It's lovely coming down this hill here, and you can see that, well, I'm not sure what that is, an old castle or an old abbey or an old big house. I'm not quite sure what it actually is. But what a stunning location on the banks of the river there. It's a lovely road in the summertime, this as well. It's a fun ride on the bike. The way it winds its way along the hillside. That's a lot of quite fabulous bikes that are going to appear in 2024. But one that I'm really quite interested, well, not necessarily interested in for myself, but quite interested to see, and I'm really interested to actually have a test ride on, is the new Royal Enfield, that new Himalayan, or Himalayan. It looks absolutely brilliant. This Royal Enfield I'm on just now is the only Royal Enfield I have ever ridden. Up to getting this bike, I've never really considered Royal Enfield. I always thought they were a bit old, heavy, potentially unreliable, uncomfortable, vibrating. They really didn't do anything for me, and it was just through various circumstances that I actually bought this bike, and I love it. I absolutely love this little bike. It's absolutely brilliant. But as to the current Himalayan, it's got a great following. There's so many people really like that bike, but it just didn't quite do it for me. But this new one, I think, is brilliant. I think the technology they've put into it, every bit about it. I mean, Royal Enfield have really upped their game in the last wee while. Their bikes they're coming out with are just getting better and better all the time. So yeah, I'm going to get a test ride on that bike next year when they come out. They're in the dealers and they've got demonstrate. And let's hope I don't love it, because I don't really want 4 bikes. And I don't really want to get rid of any of the bikes I've got, because I think the 3 bikes I've got is more than enough, and they're all brilliant and they're all different in their own right. They all serve different needs for me. What do you think about the new Enfield Himalayan? I think it's going to be an absolute sales success. If they get the price correct, it'll just fly off the shelves, I think. I love it the way it climbs up these hills, and there's a big wigwam down there. Wow! That's interesting. I love the autumn colours, the trees, especially when a day like this when it's a blue sky in the background and the sun's shining on them, and it's just beautiful. It'll take us down to Galdry. It's lovely here where the road winds its way down the hill and the views over the water to Dundee. We turn left here to Wormit. And welcome to Wormit. That's a strange name. Just coming up here is the railway bridge that goes over the River Tay. The railway bridge. And once we go through the arch through here, we'll basically see the road bridge that goes over to Dundee. It's the road bridge in the distance. I thought I'd end the video at this point. We're just crossing the Tay Bridge and entering in Dundee. So it seems an appropriate place to stop the video. I hope you've enjoyed the wee run along the North Fife Coast Road on the wee Enfield. Anyway, for now, ride safe, take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.